our CentOS machine has been done, and we could click start and start installing. Now, why I need this one and why I need it there? Well, I need to access my firewall from a graphical interface, from a web browser, and that's why I'm going to install CentOS in graphical regime. So actually, after this week, guys, to be able to access and do some fine tunings there. Okay. You need to come, when you install Ubuntu machine and CentOS machine, you need to come on the system. You see where it says pointing device, PS/2 mouse. You need to click and you need to choose USB tablet. Otherwise, the mouse weirdly acting. So on system, that's mandatory when you install CentOS and Ubuntu. System, pointing device, instead of PS/2 mouse, you choose USB tablet. Okay, that's supposed to be done. Otherwise, you're gonna have trouble using the mouse. And then I start again my machine. Here it is. And I'm gonna go up. And I'll click install CentOS 7, and it will start the installation. So as per the schema, we're installing Ansible on CentOS 7. Okay? This is this machine at the moment which we're installing. Yes? The first thing, it's okay? Oh. So the installation is pretty straightforward. You choose the default language, you click continue. Okay. Then you wait until you have all of this populated so you could start using it. Actually, you could drag this to the bottom. You see, you don't see all of the things. So drag. The first thing you need to go is to click on the network and host name. Click network and host name. Let's see now the name from the schema, as per the schema. It says Ansible, but it's part of a domain which is called housenet.local. So we're going to call it this way. You see, it says localhost.local domain, host name. So actually, I could call it right away as one, wherever I want. And it would be ansible.housenet.local. So I could call it right away like this. Then we're going to join it to the domain. So I'm going to call it ansible.housenet.local. And I'm going to click apply. Now, you see the Ethernet says, it says what is the name as per CentOS 7. It's EMP0S3, but it says disconnected. And it is disconnected because this switch here, it says off. I need to click wherever it says off, will be on. And now I'm going to have an IP address of 192.168.56, whatever. Now, remember, though, I don't want this address. It's given by the DHCP of the VirtualBox, remember, host-only adapter. Well, I don't want this address. Actually, if I would like still to access this guy, I need to do something else. I need to do something else because otherwise it won't work. I could click configure here. You see, I click configure. And I could go and instead of using automatic address, I could choose to be done here. When I go IP version 4 settings, it's automatic. I could choose static manual and I could do it. But it's better to do something else before. Let's cancel all of this. Let's close the machine. We say OK. And let's do some more settings. Now, I told you guys I'm choosing host-only adapter because it will allow me from my real machine from SSH to access the host. If I change the IP address, I'm not going to be able anymore to do this. So basically what I would like to do is to add additional adapter. I'm going to click advanced. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to click network. I'll choose the adapter tool. And I'm going to choose it from the same. Again, it will be localhost. Host-only adapter, I'm sorry. And I'm going to choose this one, the first one, which is supposed. So both adapters will be the same. Okay? But for the first one, I'm going to stop the DHCP from the computer and it will get an IP address. And from the other one, I'm going to be able to access it after this. Okay? So you're gonna see now. When I do OK, when I start again the installation, these are two adapters. They're on the same network at the moment. So what I'm going to do That's the first adapter. I'll click on, well, let's change the name first, right? So it will be, as we said, Ansible dot housenet dot local. I will apply it. Then I'll start this first adapter, and I'm gonna see now it's 192.168.56.101. I'll go to the second one. I'll start at 2. 192.168.56.102. So you see both adapters, they getting IP address from the same network as expected, right? Now, for the first adapter, I'm gonna change it. So I'll click on the configure button. I'll go for the first adapter. I'll click on the configure, and I'm gonna click on IP version 4 settings here. And you see it says automatic. Well, I don't want automatic, I'll say manual. And I'll click here, add, and I'll write down the IP address wherever we need to have, right? 192. Dot 168 dot 100. I'll put manually something, let's say 10. The net mask will be 255.255.255.0. And my gateway will be the router's interface, which is 192.168.100.1. Remember, we did this interface over here. We did it here. This is this one, 192.168.101. This guy. Yeah, 192.168.101. DNS servers, I could put them. For now, I could leave it without DNS server. I don't care. Well, I could use one. I could use this one as a DNS server. I could say 192.168.100.1. Why? Because by default, when you install the pfSense, it will get this IP address. It will get this IP address as a DNS server automatically started. The same as the gateway. And I'm gonna click save. And now you see I have all of these settings set here. I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna leave this one like this. So from this one, I'm gonna be able, hopefully, to access remotely the machine itself. Okay, that's why I'm leaving it. Okay, and then I'm gonna click done on the top. Okay, and it says installation destination automatic partition and select. And I'm just gonna click it, and I will say done. And it will wait a little bit, and now everything is okay here. Now installation source. I'll click installation source. That's the good thing, is the local media. That's the CD. We're gonna leave it like this. Now software selection is a minimal install. This is when you install anything, just the command line. Well, I don't want for this one. I'm gonna go and choose the server with GUI, which is option 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Server with GUI. Okay. Nothing on the right side. We could install everything, whatever we want after. And I'll click done. Okay, I'll wait a little bit until all of this from blur become like the other ones, you know, I could see them. And software selection already, I could see them. The last thing what I need to do is to go to the date and time and just check to Toronto. It's actually go a little bit up, click here. It says Toronto. Network time to be on, that's good. And you do done. And actually now you could click on the begin installation button. You click. You just check again, everything is chosen. You click begin installation, and you need to configure root password and user to create user and create password. So I'll click for the root and I'll choose welcome one with capital W. This will be my password for everything. Welcome one with capital W. I'll click done. Now, see what it says at the bottom. The password you have provided is weak. The password fails the dictionary check. It is based on dictionary word. Press done again, so you need to press twice so it's to go. So you to acknowledge with the second press of done that you understand that is a weak password. And it's done. User creation. I will create a user with my name. And actually the username is the second row, which is with small capital. It's not capital letters, right? This one is just what would be shown. The real username is this one, ascend with small letters. I'll say make this user administrator. That's important to be done. Otherwise, you could do it after. And require a password. And the password will be the same. Welcome one. And again, it says the same. I need to click twice because it's a weak password. And actually, I'm just waiting now the installation to finish. While still we're waiting this machine to finish, let me give you a little bit of explanation how to do SSH. Obviously, the common way is to use an SSH client like PuTTY. Now, that's why I ask you guys to download this one. If you go to Tableau T15 here, mxterm port, mobxterm portable. When you open it, mobxterm.exe is the last but one file. That's the file you need to open. Now I already have it on my as a shortcut on my desktop. So when I click on it, it will be open. Now mobxterm is very powerful tool for remote access, any kind of remote access. Now when you install it, it will look like this. Okay, you need to put your user for your username the password you've chosen, which for me is welcome one. Okay, you log in. You're gonna go through a wizard there just to click next, skip, and then close a browser which will open. And basically that's how it will look. Now there are several things we need to fix. First of all, see when I stretch it, it doesn't stretch with it. That means the guest edition is not there. If I open home, I don't see the folder which I also did when I open it. As well as if I drag and drop, won't work as well. So guest edition is a must we need to use. Now, something which will happen with you guys if you didn't do it properly, because I didn't show it to you. When you go here on the top where this small icon of network is, when you click there, you're gonna see the second one, blur. And if you see it blur, you need to click on this small arrow next. And you need to choose connect. Because you see now it's turned off. You need to choose connect because it will be turned off. So you just need to choose it, and then you're gonna have the IP address. Now you could check the IP address. Right click inside. Actually go applications. Yeah. Click on the applications. Yes. Application you do, and terminal is favorite here. You just go to terminal, click it, and it will open the terminal application. Just a second. Once it's opened, to check the IP address, guys, here, the IP addresses actually, you just write down IP empty space A. A stands from address. Actually, the real command is address. That's the full one. Show. That's the, you could do IPAS, but IPA is the fastest one. IP address show. That's the real command. Now you see you have these two NPS0 S3, which have the static IP address 192.168.110, and you have the other one NP0 S8, which at the moment have the IP address 192.168.122.1. That's the IP address. Now, so if I would like to access the way I'm accessing at the moment, if I would like to be able to access like I'm accessing at the moment from my real computer, what I need to do is to come there. Let's close first this. And create, as we said, right click and create new session. And when you create new session, you choose the SSH. I already did it actually. That's the session. And I put the IP address of 102. Okay, actually what I see here, it's not 1, it's supposed to be 102 basically. Let's check it again. It's supposed to be 102. It's this one. Well, you see, after the reboot, I don't have any more this one. So let's come here. You see, it's blur. I need to activate it again. Okay, that's blur for me now. So I need to click here. I need to say connect. And then I'm gonna do here control. I'll do clear here to clear my scroll back. And I'll do IPA again. And now the IP address here will be 192.168.102, which I expect. And as I mentioned, when I put this one in the SSH session of the mobxterm, use my username, you use yours. I could change the session name here in Bookmark settings to Ansible, wherever you want. Do click OK, and then you started it. We're gonna go exactly where we've been before, okay? And the commands which I actually did, the first command was this: sudo yum update -y. It will take you about half an hour to update your system. I did it during the break. The next command, I'm recording it now, so you're gonna see all. The next command actually you need to try is to upgrade. Upgrade. You put the password again. And if there are upgrades, it will upgrade it. It says to me, what you need to do, you need to execute the command sudo kill and the number of the process you're gonna see. That will kill the process, and then you repeat sudo update and it will update. As you see, upgrade says there is nothing need to upgrade more. So for now, I'm okay with this. Now, the next thing we need to do is to go and open the files which I told you guys to download. So let's open these files. So I'll go to Tableau. I'll go to my name there. Always say like this: su empty space and dash. It will prompt you for the password. You do welcome on. And now I'm root. And I don't need to use sudo anymore. That's the same for you guys. I would need to open these files here on T15. I'm sorry, on T13. And I need to do some stuff. Now, the first file, 00, I'll show it to you after. 01. This is an important one. Let's do here. I have several commands which I need to execute. And the cool thing now, having the mobile extern open, is that I could copy and I could paste them. So the first thing I need to do here, sudo yum update, I did it. Now, the next one, sudo yum install, group install actually, this one. Development tools, Control C. You see, I could even from this, I could do it. This one I don't need it, I'll minimize it. And then I'll click here and I'll paste the command. You see how fast it is? Well, because it's in the, I need to open most probably the file. Actually, I could open it with Notepad++. Okay, and then again copy it. So this one, sudo yum install, group install development tools y, right click copy, come here, right click and paste. And then just click, well, because I'm root now, you see with the su empty space dash command, I don't need sudo anymore. I'll click enter, and it will install the development tools. It's important because with this tool installed, after this I'm going to be able to implement the guest edition. I need them. As soon as I'm installing them, and because I installed the updates, I need first to reboot though. As soon as it is installed, I need to reboot, and then I'm going to try to install the guest edition. Okay, so wait until these are installed to be there. So let's see. Connected, and it's supposed to be, that's on. I need to click on this one. Connect automatically. You see, it's not checked on. That's why I need to connect it. I'll do apply, and the next time it will be there. I don't need to reboot all the time this thing. Now, let's first access it from the command line. Let's see now if we could apply the guest edition. So I'll do places, input on the top. So what we need to do, we're gonna click on the devices here, and we're gonna do insert guest edition CD image. Here it is. It shows this. You need to say run. Let's see. It's asking for authentication, which is welcome one. You need to be super user. Now, let's see if it will do it. Sometimes we need to do some additional things here. Let's see. To open a browser, and to write down in the browser like this. We need to do CentOS. First of all, let's check what is the version of CentOS. To check the version of any Linux, you could do like this. You do cat, empty space, etc. And then you put star, release, and start. And it will show it to you. And it says version 7, CentOS, and that's 7.7. Okay? So I'm going to say now here in the browser, CentOS 7, because there is 8 now. And I'm going to say how to guest edition. Actually, I'm going to say VBox guest edition. And it will find it, you see. Because it's, you see, a guest edition kernel headers. Actually, it shows also. Because it's a common problem, guys. Okay? So the first thing what I see, I'll click on it. And I'll find out wherever they say, because they do for Fedora and CentOS. So we're going to follow what they show here, right? So we're going to change for the root user what they say here. So I'm going to come here. You see, it's a little bit of work, as I mentioned. So I'll come here, and I'll do like this. Control L to clear my scroll back. And I'll do su dash, put my password, and I'll log in as a root. Then make sure you're running latest kernel, they said. Well, the DNF, it's for Fedora. Yum is for setup, for CentOS. I'll do copy. I'll open this guy again. Let's move it a little bit like that. I'll copy and I'll paste it here. Okay, it will update the kernel. Now I need to reboot. You see, there is a reboot command. So we follow to eject. I need to remove my guest edition from my screen. So what I'm going to do, I'll click enter to close the window, right click, and I'm going to eject it. I'm going to eject the guest edition. When I need it, I'm going to implement it back like before. Minimize all of this here. I don't need it at the moment. Well, it says no packages marked for update. So it's okay. Well, I don't know why it says this. Let's try what they say. We're gonna mount again. So we need to install the guest edition. 765. Yeah, install following packages. Okay, we missed some of the packages actually. So we're gonna install Apple release. You see this one we didn't install. So basically, we're gonna install on CentOS 7 this one. We're gonna say RPM, UHV, all of these guys up to here. I need this one up to RPM. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna add the PM at the end. Paste. RPM. Click enter. So this one we need the Apple release. Here it is. Now we need to install it basically. On CentOS, you install it like this. GCC, that's the GNU C compiler, kernel devel, kernel headers, and all of these guys, and Perl. And I'm going to add even some more. I'm going to add some more. I'll do Control L. I'll right click and I do paste. And I'll do also, I'll put empty space, I'll do 3, I'll do Vim. Okay, so the GNU C compiler, kernel develop environment, kernel headers, DKMS, make, which is making actually files, bzip2, Perl, 3, and Vim. Everything I copy from this, 3 and Vim I added additional. I need also wget. And I'll click enter. Then it will install these packages. And you see now it's using the Apple repository to go from there. That was the previous command we did. So if I would like to stop the screen to lock all the time, what I could do, I could come here and, where it says, actually I could come here. I'll go here where it says settings. And then I will navigate to the bottom of this screen. Actually, it says here power. I'll click on the power here. And I'm going to say blank screen where it says 5 minutes. I'm going to say never. As well as I'm going to go to privacy here. And when it says screen lock on, I'll click here and I'm going to check automatic screen lock off. And show notifications, I'll leave. So as soon as it's done, I'm going to try again. I'll do devices, insert guest edition. I'll say run again. I'll put my password. And let's see now. See, it has been installed something. Now it's removing it back. Well, just check and updated the thing. Now it's building the modules here, which is a good sign. We expect it to build the modules and our VirtualBox addition to be done. You see? Now it says something here. Before this, it was giving kind of errors. Now it says something. So we wait until it finishes. I won't be prompt to reboot, but I need to reboot once it's installed. Otherwise, it won't work. So basically, I could say here reboot, and I'll wait until it says that it's already done. And I'll just start it. Let's try a command here, which is very cool, if it's working. From the command line, what I'm going to do, guys, I will write down Firefox. And I'm going to do empty space, and I'll click the ampersand, and I'll click enter. Let's see. If it's working, I'm going to show it something very, very cool. Well, again, it says something went wrong. You see, it says something wrong. Maybe because I started this thing. Let's see. Let's see. It's open. Once I executed this command, Firefox, ampersand, actually, I'm doing it so to be able to use the command line again. If I don't do it, the command will execute it, and I cannot use the... And you see now, I have the Firefox open from my virtual machine on my real computer. Why this is so important to me? Well, I'll show it to you right away. I'll write down here like this, 192.168.100.1, and I'll click enter. And you see what I see now, guys? I accessed from my real machine on the thing. I could do admin. Remember what was for the pfSense default password? pfSense. And I could save it for now. And I'm in pfSense now, guys. And you see it's in my real machine. Actually, I don't care anymore about the guest edition because I have access to the thing. Now, with the pfSense, I have a default wizard. Let's stop now. Let's first just reboot the machine and stop the recording. This one will be a part of another recording. So let's just open this one. Click enter. I'll do Control-C. I'll eject the guest edition. I will reboot. First I'm going to close the browser here. Now this thing happening, guys, this thing is happening because the Mobox term has something which is called X server. You see over there in the corner, which is active by default. Now the X server works with the Linux servers, and it's actually transferring the. So reboot I'll reboot this guy. I think I'm able to access any program directly from my Windows machine now. just a program I could take. Okay, it's very, very cool thing. So I could minimize this thing now, and I could say again, well, let's first see if it will work with the guest edition. Maybe after the reboot it will be installed. Let's see. And let's try to resize it. Let's see. If it's resizable, it will be applied. Now, once again, at certain point, there is no need anymore of this, but let's try to finish it. There is no need of this because, as you see, I could access in very nice big interface my Firefox directly from my real computer. And from this Firefox, I could access, as you saw, my firewall, and I could do the settings on the firewall. Something which I was doing the guest edition for. Let's see now. Additional modules. I hope this time my guest editions installation will be finished successfully. Let's see. I'm not gonna touch anything this time. I will wait. I'll